Beardo Benjo.
I make one of these videos every single month. I sit here in this chair and showcase all the new VR games coming out over the next 4 weeks or so, and I love making these videos, I really do. But there is a 3 to 4 month period of time in the middle of the year where these videos get a bit depressing, because there's not really much to talk about. You know, things start to dry up, and I start each video by saying, it's not a big month for VR, it's not very exciting, none of those big hitters that you're waiting for are coming out. There are a few games that look great, but for the most part, it's not a very good month for new VR games. And that does wear on you after a while. But then there's a turning point. There's a month where things start to change. And you can feel that change. You can feel the ramping up, the excitement. The VR games are starting to flow, and September 2022 is that month. This is the turning point. This month is stacked for new VR games. I'm not going to waste any more time with an intro. I'm just going to get into it, but it really does feel like we're going into the busy period now. We're going to have plenty to preoccupy ourselves with, and I'll let the list do the talking for itself. I hope you enjoy. Let's have a look at all the new VR games coming out this September. I'm just going to address the elephant in the room straight away. It's on the thumbnail, so I need to address it quickly. There are 2 VR games currently scheduled to launch this month, as long as there are no changes to the planned dates, that have yet to be announced. I can't talk about them, because they haven't been announced yet. That's not my job, that's somebody else's job. But there are 2 new VR games that are scheduled to launch this month that are big hitters in 2 very different genres. 2 games that people are very excited for that should be coming out this month if all goes to plan. Now, things could change, but keep your eye on socials, keep your eye on VR news channels. I expect they'll probably be announced in the next week, maybe week and a half. And even without these 2 games, September is stacked. But with these 2 games, September is stacked. It will be crazy. So keep your eye out. If it happens, you kind of heard it here first. Drop a comment down below and theorize about what it could be. I won't agree or disagree because I don't want to get in trouble. On the 1st of September, the first release of the 1st of September, because there are a ton of releases on the 1st of September, which is today. I've just realised today is the 1st of September. Transformers Beyond Reality launches on PlayStation VR. Now, I was a little bit gutted that this is a PlayStation VR exclusive for now. I really don't want to set the PSVR back up, not at this late stage in my life. I'm waiting for PSVR 2. PSVR 1 is in a box somewhere. Now, at some point in time, I do believe Transformers Beyond Reality was scheduled to release for PC VR and I think Quest as well, but those ports have gone silent. Currently, it is just scheduled to launch on PSVR, and it does look like a fairly by-the-numbers, on-rails shooter. I haven't played it personally myself yet. I do love Transformers, and the love and the care and the detail that's gone into crafting the characters and seeing the characters in 3D and VR, that's wonderful. I'm sure I'll absolutely love that, but the gameplay aspect still doesn't really have me excited. It does look like an on-the-rails shooter, but I do love the Transformers universe, so maybe, just maybe, that'll be enough to win me over when I do get around to playing it. This is out today. Go check it out if you like to transform into a car. Also releasing today for the Quest 2 is Interkosmos, a astronaut sim puzzle adventure game where you are aboard a space station or kind of a spacecraft that you're piloting around and you need to save the world. I've really stayed away from learning the details about this game because sci-fi space exploration VR games are a huge love of mine. I absolutely adore games that allow you to explore space because I don't think I'll ever actually go to space, funnily enough. I don't have Bezos money, so I can't shoot myself off into space in a giant penis rocket. So VR is the best way for me to experience space, and this is one I will be playing over the next few days. I'll have some impressions on the channel, probably Saturday or Sunday, but it looks great. It looks like it's got a great sense of humour. You play as like a bumbling astronaut on this, as I say, spacecraft that you're piloting around, and the fate of the world hangs in the balance, and it's up to you to save the day. Love the look of it, good art style, excited to check it out. Also launching on the 1st of September is a game that I'm just now realising I may have been saying the name wrong for this whole time. Deisim? Or Deisim? 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 Deism. I really don't know. I'm going to call it Deisim. Deisim has been around for a long time. It's a fantastic VR god simulator, a game that makes you feel like the omnipotent power that lords over a small colony or large colony after a long period of time of small civilians. You get to create the terrain, you get to create the people, you get to set them off to do tasks, the towns start to build around you. It's a great game that really deserved to be on the full Quest store long before now, but it's been relegated to App Lab or SideQuest for the longest time. It's finally landing on the Quest store, so it will get some of the exposure and attention that it genuinely deserves. If you're a fan of games like Black and White, or you just want to rule over a colony of small people that you can pick up and throw around, definitely check out Deisim, or Deisim. I really don't know how to say it. It's broken me. Also releasing on the 1st of September, because everyone wants to release their game on the 1st of September, is a VR game that confused me when I first heard about it, because cornholing means something very different where I'm from than apparently it does in the States. ForeVR, or ForeVR, I think they're called Forever, but I call them ForeVR. ForeVR Cornhole is a game where you throw beanbags through a hole on a plank of wood quite some distance from you. Much like the other 4VR games, the darts and the bowling, it's a party game. It's a multiplayer game that just oozes personality. There's tons of unlockable beanbags, customizable skins, and it just looks like a great place to hang out with friends. But if you told me a few months back that I'd be playing a game called VR Cornholing, I would be shocked and appalled and slightly aroused. So here we are. It's out today. Go do some cornholing. Cornhole to your heart's content. Also out on the 1st of September. How am I supposed to play all these games? I'm only one man. I'm not some kind of octopus monster. Is a game that I am intrigued about, but I am slightly skeptical. It's the next game in the Rhythm of the Universe Ionia series, and it's called Eolia, slightly similar to Ionia. Now, Rhythm of the Universe Ionia, I absolutely adored the art style, and I love the concept of it. A music-based adventure game with a deep story, really well-realized characters, and a beautiful fantasy setting, but it was just painfully short, exceptionally short, and the actual mechanics that went into playing it were very, very simple for a VR game. It was effectively climbing, walking about, play an instrument, move on to the next section. There wasn't much to it. Now, Eolia has got my attention because this game is built around hand tracking, and that's a concept or a mechanic that I am really interested in. I'm still waiting for a developer to kind of make it work in a more realistic setting. I played a few games that were great, they had a very cartoony aesthetic. So Eolia could be the first fantasy adventure game that really kind of does hand tracking to the max and does it really well. I am excited to check it out, but I am a little bit reserved because I wasn't super sold on Rhythm of the Universe Ionia when I played that last year, this year. All the years have blended into one year. I don't know anymore. Finally, the last game launching on the 1st of September is Tank Mechanic Simulator VR. Yes, that's right, you can finally live out your wildest dreams of being a tank mechanic in virtual reality. Now, if you played the VR car mechanic simulator that came out at the back end of last year, it looks very, very similar. Same kind of mechanics, same kind of movement, I'm sure the same kind of accessibility options, so I would expect snap turn, blinders, smooth turn, teleportation, all that kind of stuff. Car Mechanic Sim was good fun. It was in-depth enough to kind of really challenge me as someone who knows nothing about cars, and I expect this will be just as challenging because I know nothing about tanks. Looks like good fun. However, these VR sim games don't typically perform well on PC. They're never very well optimized, so bear that in mind. Could be a little framey, might not be, but they typically are a little framey when I've played them personally. Right, we're finally getting away from the 1st of September. I hate that day now. Jumping over to the 8th of September, a new VR game that I'm very excited for. Into the Radius finally launches for the Quest platform. This port is absolutely sublime. If you've played Into the Radius on PC VR and you've experienced the incredibly brutal, realistic survival sim that Into the Radius is, you will be pleased to know that the Quest version captures all of that perfectly. All the mechanics, cleaning the guns, looking after all your equipment, scavenging out in the wild, haptic support, it's all coming over to the Quest. This game is phenomenal, a true AAA VR experience in my opinion from an indie developer. You're easily going to get 20 plus hours of content out of this game. This is so easy to recommend to anyone looking for a fully fleshed out survival experience with a little dash of horror on the side. The enemies are a bit creepy and they will sneak up on you, so just bear that in mind. Into the Radius out on the 8th of September. So hyped for this one. It's a fantastic game, deserves all the success in the world. Also releasing on the 8th of September is a program that couldn't be more different from Into the Radius if it tried, Librarium VR. Now this is less of a game and more of a revision and learning tool. If you remember, I did cover this last month and the release date slipped, so I won't spend too long talking about it. But effectively, if you've got a big test coming up or you're still in school and you're trying to learn and embed knowledge, check out Librarium. It's a virtual library space that you can go into and use word association and kind of imagery association to embed and cement knowledge into your mind. A very interesting concept. There is a bit of a game to it as well, but it is primarily a learning and revision tool. Swiftly moving along to the 15th of September now, a game that I'm very, very excited for, Ultimechs. Now the reason I'm excited for Ultimechs is it's free to play. It's a multiplayer only, free to play, Rocket League style combat sport hybrid. Now the free to play part is super key in the reason why I think this game will be a success. It's going to exist on PC platforms and the Quest and Pico with crossplay from launch. So already there is never going to be a shortage of players to play with. It's a free game, everyone's going to download it, and there's a battle pass. So they've implemented a free and premium battle pass, and it's one of the first games that I've seen in VR anyway that's implemented a battle pass in a way that I think will resonate with players. There's enough great unlockable cosmetic stuff in there. The game is so fun, so fast, so frantic. I imagine people will be returning to this for quick sessions over and over again. I've really enjoyed my time with it so far and I can't wait to jump back in when the season starts on the 15th of September. I'll see you in there for some games. I will be playing in the public lobby, so bring it, I will take you down. I don't think I've ever seen this level of hype for a VR mod before, but Half-Life 2 VR is finally releasing on the 16th of September for free on Steam to everyone who owns a copy of Half-Life 2. So you do need to own Half-Life 2, but at this point I do think everyone in the known universe already owns a copy of Half-Life 2, so that shouldn't be a problem. Now it does feel like a bit of a disservice to call this a mod. This thing feels native. When you play this when it launches later this month, you're going to be blown away. The work that this team of modders has put into this is outstanding. The accessibility options that have gone into it, the control schemes, just how fluid it feels, just how well it runs, the gun system which has come straight from Half-Life Alyx. This thing is special and it's completely free as long as you have Half-Life 2. Get all over it, wishlist it now, 16th of September. Then on the 17th of September, there's another VR mod that's going to be made publicly to everyone who owns the core game, RAFT VR. Now you can get the RAFT VR mod right now via Patreon, but if you just want to wait for the public release, it's not too far away now, and this VR mod is pretty fantastic even in the early state that I played it in. It does change Raft from a fairly chilled out relaxing experience to a very physical sweaty one. Actually throwing the hook, actually fishing, actually stabbing Bruce the shark in his big stupid face. You have to do it all and it really does change up the experience. Raft VR is great, it does still need a little bit of work, throwing the hook isn't always super responsive, it can be played completely in multiplayer, even with flat screen friends. Well worth checking out. One of the best kind of survival experiences out there if you want a chilled out multiplayer survival game. And now it's going to be in VR. The new releases just keep coming. On the 22nd of September, a game's coming out that I'm going to butcher the name of, Dyschronia? Chronos Alternate, and this is launching for the Quest platform. Now I don't know much about this game. I have watched the trailer that will be playing behind me right now, and I have read a little bit about the game, but I haven't been able to piece exactly what it is together. Now the game's description does call it a visual novel, but the trailer makes it look like it is a bit more action-packed, a bit more espionage and stealth-heavy, with some kind of mysteries to solve and puzzles to solve. Apparently the game is set in a universe where AIs are used to solve crimes before they happen. I love that concept. I also love the anime art style of the game. It looks very visually pleasing, getting a lot of kind of anime themed games on the Quest 2 recently, and I've loved them all actually. I'm starting to change into a anime game fan, but that's a topic for a different day. Excited to check this one out. I don't know much about it, but I think going in blind is going to be the best course of action for me. Dyschronia, Chronos, alternate. I think I'm getting that right. 22nd of September. 2 more to go, we are almost there. Also on the 22nd of September is Requisition VR, a game I've covered on this channel multiple times. It has had a few different date changes. It was meant to be out much earlier in the year, but the dev team took some time to put some extra polish into it, a choice that I will always respect. I've played this game twice, and I've had a lot of fun with it both times I've played it. I just need to get my hands on the story content, and find out what that entails, because I think defending houses with a group of friends and defending locations against oncoming waves of zombies with weapons that you can craft out of pretty much anything you can grab, I think that concept is absolutely fantastic, but I've only been able to play the PvP and free play modes so far. It's the story I'm really interested in. I'm hoping it all comes together. We haven't got long to wait. 22nd of September for Requisition VR. And the final game on this list is a game that might not actually be coming out this month, but I wanted to highlight it because I absolutely love the game and I'm really happy for the developer. Ancient Dungeon, one of the very best games on the Quest 2 if you want a roguelike action-adventure experience, has finally been given the green light to be launched onto the full Quest 2 store. Now that might not seem like a huge thing. The game already exists right now in App Lab. You can go and buy it right now. But getting a game onto the Quest 2 store is a difficult process. I've spoken to enough devs at this point to understand that getting a game on there and getting it in front of the dominant majority audience of Quest users is tough. They do not give that certification to everyone, so it's a huge deal that Ancient Dungeon is coming to the Quest store. I don't know if it's going to be this month, but it will get more exposure, and I would urge you to check it out. Even if you just go and grab it now on App Lab, the game's fantastic. It has a Minecrafty aesthetic, very, very replayable. The weapons are so fun to use, especially when they join up with certain power-ups. It's a great game, and yeah, congrats to the dev for getting it onto the main Quest store, where it always belonged. And that brings me to the end of the list. September is absolutely stacked, and there are still those 2 games at the start that I cannot confirm to you right now, and if they do launch in the release dates they've been given currently, this month is going to be bonkers. Absolutely bonkers, and I think it's just the start. It's going to get crazier from here. October tends to be even bigger. November tends to be even bigger. We still have a new headset. Apparently the Quest Pro is launching in October. Things are about to get crazy, so buckle up and enjoy the ride. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please do leave a like, leave a comment, and hit subscribe, and I'll see you soon for another video. Take care of yourselves. See you later.